Hi there! Today we're going to be talking about a brand new addition to RenderBoost Pro, our Shots tool. In essence, the Shot tool allows you to segment your animation into groups, and each can have its own multi-value. This can be used in a number of ways and comes with some very useful tools. For instance, if your frame range is full of cuts where the camera switches to either another camera or jumps to a different position in a single frame, this can cause artifacts when interpolating. However, if we have a look here and set up our shot so that the end frame for the first shot is the frame before the jump and the first frame for the second shot is the first of the new camera position, then we can see this will now render and interpolate correctly, leaving no visual distortions. Another exciting ability is to better optimize the use of the multi-values for your animation. Let's say your animation varies in speed, having both fast-paced sections and slower ones. You can set the shots up to make better use of the higher multi-values, which are more suited for the slower parts, but use a lower multi-value for the faster sections, balancing the time savings and the quality of the animation. It doesn't stop there. You may notice the Auto-Gen Shots button, which appears if no shots have been defined. When pressed, this will scan your animation and automatically create the shots and assign them the multi-value it thinks will best suit that frame range. The speed and accuracy of this can be defined by the accuracy drop-down menu. Low would be fastest to calculate, suitable for longer animations with little to no cuts, but won't have as much information to make its decisions on, whereas an accuracy setting of high will have much more information to determine how the shot should be formatted, and will be able to detect camera cuts, but may take longer to calculate. If you have already created your shots, you may notice a button labelled Auto Assign Multi-Values. This button is for when you know what shots you would like, but are unsure as to which multi-value to use for each of them. Much like before, based on the accuracy drop-down, RenderBoost Pro will scan your animation and decide which multi-value would best suit each shot you have already created. Let's get hands-on! Here we have an animation. We'll start by ticking the shots tick box, and then as this is one continuous animation with no cuts, I will use the Auto-Gen Shots button, with the accuracy set to low. This will scan the animation and create the shots for me. It should be noted, if you do have cuts in your animation, these can be detected by the Auto-Gen Shots tool if used with a high accuracy setting. As we can see, it's detected 3 shots and set the multi-values for them. Notice how multi-value 1 has been set for some of the shots. Multi-value 1 means that every frame in the shot is rendered. This has been set due to either the amount of frames in the shot not being supported by any multi-value, or if the motion detected suggests that every frame should be rendered here for the best quality. Whilst we are here, I will also show you another feature of this tool. If we were to change one of these frame ranges, you may notice a warning has popped up. This is because when rendering shots, we want to ensure the whole animation is rendered and interpolated correctly. Much like when we talked about the Add Buffer tool, each multi-value needs a certain number of frames to work without the risk of missing any frames. This warning tells me that the frame range selected may lead to missing frames when rendering and interpolating. And if we set it back, we can see that the warning has disappeared, meaning this shot will render and interpolate correctly. Now I am happy with the shots and have defined the output folder directory. I will enable automatic interpolation. The shots tool can work with both automatic interpolation and manual interpolation, as long as the folder structure is set correctly. Let's hit render shots. This will create a folder for each shot and render the frames for each in their respective folders. As we had automatic interpolation enabled, when rendering has finished, each shot folder will have an output folder with their interpolated frames. Any shots that have been set a multi-value of 1 won't be interpolated, as all of the frames have already been rendered. Brilliant, it's finished! Now let's see how we would do this manually. Let's disable automatic interpolation. We will keep the shots tick box ticked and the defined shots as they are. Now let's set the directory to the folder containing the shots folders and press the Start Frame Interpolation button. We can see it is performing the interpolation on each of the shots defined in the Shots tool. Much like before, any shots that have been set a multi-value of 1 won't be interpolated, as all of the frames have already been rendered for that shot. We hope that you have enjoyed this deep dive into the Shots tool. We are excited to hear what you think about this addition to RenderBoost Pro and what you would like to see in the future.